Hello, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a beautiful, fantastic, productive day. I hope you found time to find some joy and create joy for yourself and maybe even for somebody else today. The focus of my video today is time, the concept of time, how to make the most of time, and how to work with time instead of against it. There are so many movies out there about fighting against time, going back in time, Back to the Future. There were some Star Trek movies where they went back in time. There was a Harry Potter movie, they went back in time. I think it was The Prisoner of Azkaban. Avenger movies where they go back in time. And they go back in time to figure out a way to manipulate time and to change it, but not really how to work with time. And that makes sense, but that they wouldn't in a movie. But since we are in real life, and even though time is not tangible, it's a very real element. It helps us center ourselves within space, if you will. So we have to work with time as a tool, and I'm going to help you. With time comes wisdom, and one of the numerous beautiful things about wisdom is foresight. And when you have foresight, you're able to see possible outcomes of situations. And as a result, you are able to identify actions that will result in a bad situation and avert them. So with time comes wisdom, and sometimes we want the wisdom as soon as we possibly can have it, and we have to be open to criticizing ourselves and also observing other people. I've mentioned this before, and you can even just observation doesn't have to just happen in real life. It can happen in movies, books, songs, whatever it is of depth and substance that is real and authentic. You can gain wisdom from it. You don't always have to experience it in first person. You can experience it in third person. It's not enough to gain wisdom if you don't use it. You have to apply it. And in different areas, you will have wisdom. And another way to work with time is to surround yourself with people that are propelling themselves forward. Even if you have different objectives, you have different passions or whatever, you just want to surround yourself with people that are always looking and moving forward. So they're focused on what is ahead of them and not behind them. And they're also in motion with their actions and intentions and strategies and plans and connections. Their geographical location, their mental location, and they are moving forward. The goal in life is not to be the most beautiful. It's not. People don't remember you for being beautiful. Being consumed with your physical appearance is a surefire way to waste time. And it's a waste of time because it does not fulfill your soul. It is not a reflection of your true character and your true values. It does not enhance anyone else's true characters, values, or potential. How you represent yourself in society is appreciated because how you represent yourself is a way of showing respect to yourself and other people. But that should not be what is most important to you, because you're more. The internet has really blown up beauty standards, and it's at this point it's if it wasn't so scary and it's disturbing, if it wasn't those two things, it would be comical because it's so unreal. It's like out of a sci-fi movie. And there's a lot of time spent and a lot of money spent and effort that could be appropriated other places. I'm going to go a step deeper with this. When you don't realize these ridiculous beauty standards, it hits your self-esteem, and then it creates the internal environment to allow other people to not see your natural beauty. Man, when's the last time we've heard that? Natural beauty. When I talk to God, or rather he talks to me, it's miraculous in and of itself, but it always, most of the time, it makes me laugh, you know. But sometimes God, he tells me, he's like, you did this wrong, or you are still doing this wrong. And anyway, we have interesting conversations, but each and every conversation we have is very concise and very to the point, and the intention behind it is very clear every time. And then the next steps that he wants me to take, he also makes that very clear. And that's it. You know, it's like very straight to the point conversations. And if I have the audacity to disagree with God, because it has happened before, it's very short. Like, there's not much arguing with God, you know, like, and it's a waste of time. And it's also a reminder that arguing with anybody is a waste of time and energy. You can state your perspective, but then, I mean, I even think it's appropriate to make a rebuttal, but don't keep doing it. There are other things to be done. I believe I alluded to this before. Sometimes you're arguing and you don't really realize what you're arguing against. Like, you're not really always arguing with that person. You're arguing with the fact that they're tired, they're exhausted, and their judgment might be off. Maybe your judgment is off, whatever. And the circumstances, you're arguing about the circumstances, but since the circumstances are not always physical, you don't realize that. That's where the real argument is with. Another way to work with time and not against it is to realize what gives you clarity and what clouds you. Realize that, and you'll probably have to do this alone, and that's okay. To work with time, you have to have a clear mind. So if that means taking a walk in the park, painting, I don't know, playing like rugby. Do people play rugby? Whatever it may be, if it is volunteering, you have to identify what gives you clarity. And you might be so task oriented when you first think about it. You might think that's a waste of time because you're so achievement oriented, because that is the Western culture. What the stillness that you have during those activities will still transcend into your action-oriented activities and make you more productive. So what I'm asking is try. Be honest with yourself and try to find something that gives you true peace. And then hold on to it. Don't abandon it. Entertain it. Incorporate it in your life for 30 days and see how you feel. A side note with meaningful conversations, people aren't perfect. They don't always make their intentions clear. People lie. People withhold information. So you just really have to pay attention. Paying attention and knowing people's intentions, their motivations, will save you time. Okay, I'm going to have to do a part 2, but I'm going to cap this off with the importance of encouraging yourself. When you encourage yourself, you give that internal push, that internal force to move a little bit further, to move a little bit faster. And when you encourage yourself, you are reminding yourself, and you're reminding yourself of your previous accomplishments. And that reminds you that if you've done so well in the past, you can do so well in the future, and even more, because now you have experience. So encouraging yourself is so powerful, and other people, they can see when you encourage yourself, and that encourages them. And also intrinsic motivation and motivation from God is the best. If you can recharge your own battery, if you can allow God to recharge your own battery and last longer and be more powerful, this will save you time. Charging your own battery and allowing God to do it will save you time. And sometimes you can charge your battery by resting. And when I say resting, I mean whatever you consider rest. Take that break. If that means absolutely nothing, do that for a short amount of time. Resting helps you be more productive. It's important. People don't rest enough. If you rest, make it quality rest.
That's the key. You don't want to halfway do it. Fully experience rest so you can fully experience productivity and gain and movement.
Have a beautiful day. I adore you. I know this was helpful for someone. And the best is yet to come. Believe me.